Hello and welcome back to another stream where we are replacing Doxygen, at least internally for WhiteBox, and possibly making some section of the tool available for public use. Now, we are in part 3 of this exciting process, although apparently Twitch doesn't seem to want to update that, or maybe that's just my view. Yep, no, it's updated. Cool. Let's get this font visible for all you lovely people online. Set GUI font. Now let's see. Got a bit of an AeroPress coffee going on over here. We've got a jug of water and we've got our pot of tea in a nice Japanese little teapot. So ready to sit down, strap on, and get some coding on. Right, hope you're all sitting comfortably. Got any nice drinks there yourself? Need a drinks can probably. Cool. Okie dokie. Right. Oh, hey, SF. How you doing? Hello. First time chat from viewer. What are you working on today, SF? Right, we are going to run. We're going to run WhiteBox. You don't really need to see the screen for this, as it's all going to go into the standard out channel. What we need is just to set these something more useful. So first one doesn't matter, and then the second one is the actual file that we're going to pass through. Preparing the handmade network for the jam. Nice one. Is that another reinventing the wheel thing, or are we? What's the theme for this one? Now the file here is .ast.json, but all of those backslashes are going to get misinterpreted, so let's just quickly fix those. Cool. So we're running read access error. Same as last time, but now we have a wish list on GitHub. Aha, cool. Right, I need to be able to clap strings, that's a problem. Right, let's see if I would run it in a normal debugger, whether it does the same thing. session strings.c.ast.json. Do we not have L? What's the problem? You're right. It's not compiling publicly, is it? Let's just recompile that then. So experiment build. Assert false JSON. Now, okay, we're getting it through there. Are we getting any error? This one? No. Okay. I wonder if that's the same problem. Read access error. So line 579. 579. Oh, I wonder whether it's having an issue with the standard error symbol. What if we make that standard out? Does that fail in the same place? Five, 7, 9. Yeah. All right. Let's there's a couple of changes to WhiteBox that need to happen first before we jump back to using that. For the moment, let's just work on this tool. As easy as it is to get distracted, I'm making notes of the things that need changing, but we're not going to jump off in every rat hole that we see immediately. Okay. So it's interesting. So it's actually it was actually printing the output that we were expecting, so that's kind of good, but just missing something. Cool. Okay, so let's just stick with run for the moment. That's just a build script that dumps any JSON into sorry, like doesn't AST dump. Let's just open it. Does an AST dump of our test file, test.c, does a build, and if the build is successful, then runs the application with this AST JSON file as the input. And as you can see, we're currently just dumping all the text that we've got, a macro, note, whatever. And if we look in experiment / test.c, you can see where all those comments are being made. And we've got a few more people in. How's everyone doing? Do we have anyone on YouTube, or is everyone on Twitch? Still sort of experimenting with YouTube, but yeah, not sure whether it's actually not much more hassle, so it's not too bad to do both. Finding Jay, good. About to grab some breakfast though. Nice. What are you having for breakfast? Setting you up for a good day of programming work, or whatever you do. Bagel sandwich. Yeah, you gotta be careful of those sandwiches. Okay, so we are attempting to dump this verbatim, and that's not particularly exciting at the moment, right? Because we could just read this file, search for everything, every line which has a triple slash at the beginning, and then dump everything after that. But we don't want to do that exactly. We want to have a bit more useful information that we will come around to in a sec. Yeah, so currently the main difference you can see is that we're missing the space at the beginning of @param. Just because of the way that the JSON looks. So if we have a look at, what do I want to look at? Experiment / test.c.ast.json. Param. So I think what I want to do is just currently, while we're looking at it, append some of these this location information, because we're actually not taking it from here currently. We are using this location information to take it directly from the file, because otherwise this text kind of strips out things like @param, and I want it to be verbatim, completely literal, and then we can later do that kind of parsing if we want to. Like, this is kind of a hack because this is not how this JSON was intended to be used, but if it works, it works. Whether it does work, I guess, is still slightly up in the air. Param command comment. Right, so it's saying the range begins column 5, the location begins column 6. Column 13. Interesting. Okay. So oh right, yes, it's 0 indexed, so it's actually that one, 14, and it's inclusive of the end. So it's everything. It's that range. Now, is there an obvious way that we can extract the extra space just so it's all consistent? I think if we have a look at the paragraph comment, we have a look at column 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that how it's working? Because currently we're skipping paragraph comments. Right, let's make this our central bit of code, and these can just be off on the side. Is that text big enough for anyone reading? That's a little bit bigger. Okay. So I guess one question is, are all paragraph comments ones that start at the beginning of line? Are these paragraph comments? And we can find that out now just looking at this member. Because if they are, then we can just do that stripping ourselves. Nope, these are included as paragraph comments. Okay. And let's see now. Let's just improve the indenting a bit from the stuff that Clang outputs. We'll have a look at the param command again. Okay. So if we take a look, let's just dump the ranges that we're seeing. I think that'll simplify things a little bit. So where are we printing this currently? We also need to handle I mean, it's already not the first thing. Okay. Right, so we're checking. There's a little bit of hackery going on there. Let's see how we're going to think about this. First of all, let's just add the range. So send ZU to ZU to ZU. So that's a line which we have from range.begin.line range.begin.col range and col. Okay, let's try running that. Let's see what we get. And I want want those to be probably evenly spaced, so let's just make those. Okay. And I also want to add kind. So we're going to have a maximum size of like 32. Let's try that, and then print the kind. And you can left align that, can't you? But I don't remember how. My gotta save it. It does help. All right, that's because it's not on a new line. What happens if maybe we should just take the paragraph comment and strip it, because I think that would reduce a lot of complexity. The only difference is that we need to go line by line and strip the beginning symbols. Let's try that with a few examples. Let's just add different type of doc string. And then let's see. Just rerun that. We should have, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get rid of. Sorry, wrong one. Okay, let's just try printing the paragraph and see what happens. Comment string from source range, yeah. And source range is defined as 2 source locations, yeah. Range, we already got range at this point, so let's just turn that off for the moment and do this. Or even we include those, let's just see how that shakes out. It has a new line in, even if it's not included. Right, so we've got the same thing here. Let's try adding multiple paragraphs, because I'm feeling new para. The only issue I have is I think I was already doing some work to basically just making sure it was only ever one line at a time. Now, how was I doing that? That's here. Okay. Let's just disable that for the moment. Now, a paragraph. Why is that full comment not including everything else? Because it should be that 0704 to 1112. Right, add a new line there. The other one should probably just pull that into a function. Sorry, forcoder. Incidentally, if you weren't aware, forcoder is now open source, and you should go and have a look at that. Let's see, what's the it's on GitHub here. Okay, so string from source range. String, oh yeah, because I'm doing that. Let's disable that for a moment. Comment string. Okay. So this is what it looks like. We have our full string. Sky.js, the forcoder render is pretty nice. I haven't actually taken a look at it too closely yet, but I do intend to. I'd like to just upgrade WhiteBox a little bit more so that I can use it to start exploring larger code bases like that, and then demo both WhiteBox and interesting code bases at the same time. Yeah, okay. Text comment 804 to 804. Is that just a blank line? Yeah. Okay. Let me change the way this is printed slightly. Okay. Print range, source range, internal void. Now, where to get to? This. Print range. Okay, that'll keep things simple. Now we want to split that and print that as one thing. And then, so that's everything to there, and then we want to do some stuff here. Yeah. So we're going to go through all the characters, and we're going to print each character in turn. And string.data. This just needs I, except for when we are looking at a new line. Case so we're going to print a slash and then an n. Super exciting. Let's see. All right, I forget how that works. It's going to be, this is not mission critical, so we're just doing printf. Since the you don't want to use puts here because it automatically adds a new line. And here we want a new line. What's wrong here? Dot n, yeah. Right, turns out you need a comma. Undeclared, yep. Kind. Print range, kind. This is look. We also want to have an alternator. This is looking cheeky. What does it do? Well, what we're currently doing is extracting information from from Clang's dump of its AST, which includes Doxygen style comments, i.e. comments like this, because basically I want to completely remove Doxygen from the toolchain, and I also want to be able to do more interesting things with the with these comments. Like, really, you should just be able to have these extracted as text, have them associated with the function or the member or the struct, whatever you have, and then have it print as ASCII doc or Markdown or whatever, and then use your own tool of choice for actually turning that into useful documentation. Let me bring up my diagram from the other day. So currently it's basically Doxygen is kind of a monolithic thing. You can jump in at certain places, but it's not great. And this is the preferred workflow. We turn it into AST with docs, which Clang can do. We get JSON as an output from this, or I guess this is really just in JSON format. We want to simplify that into the actual JSON that we care about, and then we want to dump that with basically an arbitrary format that the user can then use and turn it into HTML, or they could just jump from JSON to HTML if they have their own tool. Currently, I'm just making sure that I'm extracting the text properly, and currently I'm thinking that just doing the full comment, taking it line by line, and then stripping the beginning is probably going to be the best way of doing that. So if we look at full comment, yeah, it starts with a space, yeah. And here, yeah, we have a space, star space. Okay. Yeah, I think the most solid approach here is just going to be to take the full comment and strip this. I don't know, there may be a couple of issues with stripping this. I'm not entirely sure. And we'll want to strip up to one initial space. But if there's loads of spaces, then you probably don't want to strip those. In fact, I could just enforce that you have a space here, because, like, what monster writes comments like this? Ugh, awful. Alright, I'm just going to do that, I think. It seems much less janky than going through each individual comment type and trying to handle this separately. And for simple things like this, it's always correct. Yeah. Right, that's the plan. Okay, let's have a little bit of coffee. Sorry, I'm doing this this little Doxygen thing entirely on stream, so I haven't really spent any time thinking about it off stream. You just get to see my process. If it's too slow for you, then sorry, that's just what we're doing. Now, do I want to add this to some version control just to keep this around for later? I think I kind of do. Is okay, cool. Reading some orientation information, so maybe a little, no, totally fair, totally fair. What are we currently doing? Get status. Let's maybe make a branch for this Clang thing. Don't you just love get status taking upwards of 10 seconds on large-ish code bases? It's not even that large, to be honest. It's just the first time when it starts up, though. Afterwards, it's much closer to instant. Alright, there's a bunch of stuff that's changed. Am I gonna... Is there any point in making a new branch? I mean, I'm just going to include it. No, I'm not going to make a new branch. I'm just going to add this stuff. I guess the only question is whether all of this stuff, yeah. Yes. Oh wait, where did I move that to? Oh, it's just being moved into Doxygen format from natural docs format. Yes. Sure, that doesn't really matter. Yes. Sorry, riveting content, I know. Ooh, actually I need to undo that. It's gonna be a problem. Because I know what my other contractors have been working on, and that's gonna cause conflicts. Ninja build docs equals executable. Alright, actually let's just not have that file. Oof, sec, need to remove pants, work from home equals no pants. I mean, speak for yourself. Quite commonly. It could be dressing gown, it could be pajama pants, you know. Different days call for different things. Some days you just gotta wear your own suit and tie just to make yourself feel professional. What happened to that? Why has that disappeared? Did I move it into strings.h instead? Why is this being so slow? Signify hunk undo, I think. Bring that back. What was it called? Build config, yeah. Git. These are the most useful flags for Git. Add everything that you're currently tracking and add it patched. Sure, why not? No. Sure, yeah, let's add that. Yes. Yep. Yep. Sure. Why not? Okay. Sorry, this is. Let's see. Experiment / oh, I'm already in that. It's tjson.c. Status. Oh yeah. Add build.bat, run.bat. Add test.c. Okay. Sometimes it's better to have it open up in a notepad, so you can add new lines and stuff easily. You can do multiple -m stuff, but I'm so used to writing in Vim that I hit escape instinctively, and it just gets rid of the entire command line message. Start experimentation with docs generation from clangs. What do we call it? Run experiment / run.bat. Sorry. Let's see. AST dump equals JSON. Clangs AST clangs AST dump equal JSON. Strings, more standalone, pulls out some string data from comments based on source ranges given by JSON. About to change to simpler method capturing for posterity. What else have we changed as part of that? Build. Strings more standalone. Yeah, important note. Changes type def struct data type to type def struct type type because these can be forward declared. This is quite useful. That's probably good enough. All right. Now I feel happy that we can just be a bit more aggressive. Yeah. All right. If it's the full comment, then first of all, let's print range kind. Then we are going to go through line by line. So I'm going to use my nice string split iterator. Splitterator, one might call it. String rem equals comment equals str from, man, I can't type. String from range. Nope. What is it? String from source range. Because I use range as an internal string thing. Range. rem equals comment. This gets like eaten up. I don't have a name for it. Rem just stands for remaining currently. The iterator is blank. I could probably eat up the comment, but I might want it afterwards. String split. Next. Hero dev. Hey Henry, good afternoon. Have you got a proof of concept working? Sort of. I just deleted a bunch of stuff because I wanted to simplify how it works, but I should have something simple to show you in a sec. I don't know whether you'd consider it a proof of concept though yet. Rem. Let's see, how does this work? Yeah, okay, so we're splitting on new lines. We do want to allow empty strings. Strs allow empty, although I don't think there should be any. They should all be captured by you know, there'll be a prefix of how the comment starts. Strings allow empty, and then string star split next out. So that's just iterator. So I have the concept of a string split, which would be, you know, you could split that into a list of strings, but often you don't actually need the entire list, and to make the list you need allocation for each of the nodes. So instead we just have this iterator that does exactly the same. It splits it in the same way, but you just have to handle them iteratively, which is normally how you want to anyway. So I quite like this as an API point. Okay, so let's just printf send.s s it. Cool, sounds interesting. A killer feature of Rust is RustDoc. Are you thinking of making this standalone open source? Yeah, I think so. Assuming it goes okay. Yeah, cool. So I don't know if you saw earlier, I had this idea of the workflow. This is how Doxygen roughly works. I'm not particularly happy with any of the stages of this in Doxygen, but Clang can read Doxygen comments and emit them as part of its AST, and it can emit them in a JSON format. So we get this from Clang. And so the current process is taking this and simplifying it into the bits of the AST that we want in a simpler form of the JSON. And then I think I don't want to actually impose any particular format on these comment strings. Like you might want Markdown, you might want ASCII doc, you might want MetaDesk or JSON or something else. Basically, you just have text there that you can write any markup format you like, or just as plain text. And then you can use your own tool or whatever to turn that into HTML. Like if you just dump these in as Markdown things, then you know, there's a bunch of tools like MakeDocs or whatever, which take Markdown files and turn that into an HTML doc site. So, like, why specify that up front, as I see it? Yeah, okay, so that's unsurprisingly, so we printed it initially with and then we're just printing it again. Okay, so the yeah, so this is the test file I've got open, Henry, and then we're just extracting these bits. The way that it works includes the initial things after the first one, so I'm just going to pull those out for the moment. So let's see. So comment prefixes include // // // bang, now I don't actually need to do any of these because we already jumped past those to here. We have optional space star, and then I guess you could just do star by itself if we're in here. I guess I may want to handle that. I'm not sure. We'll come back to that in a sec. Oh no, we'll add that now. Int function turn to single line C style. Right, if I can just modify the iterator here because it doesn't get reused. Actually, that's not quite true. It does, yeah. So line equals it. Line if string has prefix, line comma common prefix is I, let's just change this to prefix index, because we're quite far nested at the moment, so there's probably something else that's I, or at least there could be. If we have oops, so range one, prefix index. I've noticed that my my camera wobbles a little bit, but I'm just going to mark that up to Bing dramatic shaky cam effect. Count of comment prefixes. Pre equals then line equals string skip pre dot len. If string has prefix, line an empty space, a single space, then line equals string skip line 1. Don't need to do that. Put that there. and break if we find it. Can only have one prefix. Alright, so that's what we had before. Let's see what we get now. Errors, yay. Return 42. Thank you. Cool, so we had space different type of docstring, and now we have different type of docstring. Remember, single line C style. Cool. We don't actually have to handle that because Clang handles that for us, apparently. The trailing star slash. Cool. That is nice. All right. I think that's kind of what we want in terms of the basic text, isn't it? Right, so we can see which ones we actually capture. We're capturing X and Z. So triple slash and triple slash with a thingy. I'm just going to make those all a triple slash. X, Y, Z. Wait, what? Oh no. Wait, is it because it's going to the next thing? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what we want then. I think this attaches to the next line, and this attaches to the thing that it's on the end of. So that's fine. That's just something to be aware of. I'm going to add that. Let's just no. Yep. Git commit message. What have I just done? Docs simplify. Parsing to full comment and stripping prefixes. Suffix of star slash is auto stripped by Clang. Anything else I want to say? Let's just call that whatever. That's good enough. Sorry, I don't want to bore you with too much time spent thinking of the perfect description of what we've been doing. JSON type object, JSON type array, print comments, yeah. Just recursing there. Okay, so let's print out the thing that we're attaching to. So first of all, let's have a look at the JSON and see how that's working. Obviously, it's being done in a hierarchical fashion. So I'm pretty sure that we're just going to have to pass. Well, one option is to pass up the current thing that we're attached to in this, because we're just recursing through this anyway, so we can match that recursive structure. Stop me if anything I'm saying doesn't make sense, or you'd like some more explanation. let's see. Full comment. What do we on the inner of name tag use struct inner. Okay, so cool, yeah. We really basically have to now. Wait a second. I think is inner always the last thing? I'm not sure if it actually makes a difference whether it is, but I think it seems to be. I think they've done that intentionally. All of the relatively fixed size stuff up front as a header, and then the array afterwards. Now, we just kind of want to differentiate passing the JSON structure, which includes a little bit of extra recursion through like location stuff, and passing the AST structure, the tree of the AST. Alright, so we've already got the range. JSON value as object. What are we passing at the top here? JSON value. Because I guess we're actually doing this range stuff twice. Okay, so we're doing it when that's the comment. Okay. Val depth key. L value type. L name. I need to simplify this because it's annoying me. Internal inline string string from JSON string. Let me remind myself how that works. Lib / JSON / JSON.h JSON string. Cool. So I've renamed that to JSON.h JSON str. JSON JSON str JSON str done string from then JSON string dot string JSON str dot string size. String from JSON string file name. I think we've already got it, actually. So different comments there, and JSON type array. So have we already got let's just do a simple buff, size of buff. We just want the index, really, don't we? Array index. Cool, 0. It's added each time. Okay. And then here we just want to send star s. So we're going to indent, and then we're going to print the string. We're going to indent by depth times 2 with an empty string. So that just pads that empty string to this distance. It's a quick way of making a hierarchy. It only works with spaces. You can't add, like, you know, if you wanted bar, like that kind of thing. It doesn't work. It only works with spaces. Print the key. Whoops, didn't need to do that. Run. JSON string nest parameter. Right then, it'll take. Yeah, need to fix the actual initial one. Root. Why none of these arrays printing? JSON values array or index. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's just kind of debug stuff for me as an extra handy dandy thing. No, this can all go as well. Okay. Key. All right, that's why. Because we're doing an inner key. What do I want to call it? Just name. Yeah, would help we actually turn that to that might be why. Right, yeah. String index string equals string from C string. What? What? Let's. It's on the stack, not doing this persistently. I might just write this off and it's probably just like one thing being wrong. Name. Did I have name as a different type of thing? Oh, these should be. Oh yeah, yeah, I see. This should be its own thing for objects. Oh wait, no, sorry. This should just be the key, always, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. Or something like it anyway. Inner 0, yeah, cool. Now, why was I actually doing this? It's always good when you spend so long making some debug stuff that you forget why you're doing it in the first place. Perfect. Some coffee will help. Cold coffee. My tea, on the other hand, has remained warm. Amazing the effect of surface area to volume ratios, huh? Right. So my goal here is to pass useful information up. Yeah, so this is really just a condensing of this, right? We're skipping strings, it looks like, other than kind, because we're doing this. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do, whether we were looking at range twice. Which I'm 99% sure we are. Set start s depth times 2 empty string. Times 2 plus 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I guess for known things, we just do it manually. I guess what we probably want to do is keep the recursion to inner objects. And then that means that each step in the recursion is an AST node recursion as opposed to a JSON object recursion. I think that will keep life simpler. Let's try it. Let's see now. Okay, so I think I'm just going to leave this as it is at the moment, copy it, and change the new thing. Okay, so not this has got to be an object. Every object in this has exactly the same format. It's a bunch of IDs, well, a bunch of header information, and then some inner information. So we're going to operate actually using the schema as opposed to doing generic JSON stuff. Still bringing the context, still bringing... Do we want to still bring the name? We don't, because nothing actually has a name. No. JSON val can actually treat that as an object. We want to keep depth. They're all kind of anonymous, really. So we want just while I remember, let's change this to AST print node comments. JSON value as object. Let's just cut that, and we can pull it from the previous one if we need to. Okay, so we're going to go through all of the things. We're also going to pass up parent object, but I don't know in what format I want that yet. Start L, okay. So we do actually want this. Sometimes the auto thing is not that helpful. Okay. L value type. I guess it's probably easier to do it this way rather than matching on keys. Just slightly more efficient, I think, because we can split the keys into ones where actually definitely know, like this we can take. Numbers we're just ignoring. Oops, I didn't mean to get rid of it. Node. If it contains an object, then we will have a look at the then we'll have a look at the name and then get the range of information if it's that. String key equals string from JSON string L name. I don't want any of this actually at the moment, or do I? So we're doing, yeah, no, we want this kind of on the outside there. If it's range, okay. Yeah, we basically want to replace that entire thing with this entire thing. I do switches, like I don't normally do cases like this because otherwise Vim occasionally gets confused with a little line reference. I don't particularly like doing it, but there we have it. So arrays, what other type of array? I don't think there are any other arrays other than inner. So just verify that string equals key inner. L value. We're going to go through all of the array index, array element even. We're not doing this anymore. I think I called it that, didn't I? Yeah. And that's the only time that we recurse, because the other things aren't. The other things are not other AST nodes. So this no longer falls through. Okay, so the most interesting one is the object type. Well, let's just go through one by one. Okay, so there's a bunch of different strings we might get. Currently, like, this might be a useful one to get. Okay, so there's, yeah, a bunch of information. We're probably only going to pick up on some of this, like the name and the tag use, that kind of thing. But currently, we're just checking whether it's a comment. And then wait, what happened to my kind? Welcome back, Finding J. Sitting on outside in the balcony listening to music. Good choice. Right, so we have what am I doing with strings over here? That doesn't seem right. What have I done there? Have I taken it from the wrong function? AST print comments. Where did I get that from? Yeah, that's not the way I wanted to do that. Take the kind equals val. And then we use the kind later, yeah. Right, so we go through and get all the range information. Okay, source lock is valid. Don't need to do anything with that at the moment. We just take that as updating the general location because clang kind of has this running location thing as a way of being slightly more memory efficient. If the line is the same as the previous line, then it emits that item in the JSON. Okay. let's just wrap that. Just nice to have break down this hierarchically so it's a bit more labeled. What's this? This is get source range for current node. I think I actually want to extract that as kind of a separate enough thing. Yeah. Yeah. Source range AST get range L value kernel bool AST get range okay. JSON range object. We already know that this is an object because we checked the type, so we don't need to do any extra type checking. We can just do JSON JSON value as object. And then take the range as the output. Source range out. Bool result equals false. In fact, I'm going to do that slightly differently. False. Just keep it simple. Right. Now we actually need to pass in the AST context here. Context. I kind of want to add something just to indicate that this is actually mutating the context, but note this updates the location. We don't need to do that. We could instead wrap that in the if. People have different preferences over whether they like the guard style or nesting. It's funny that the nesting style is actually like structured programming, and guard style is more akin to GoTo, which people quickly disdain. Yeah, because we get the range. That's all good. Any other type of objects we need to handle? Got location, we got range. Let's just do else printf. Sorry, fprintf to standard error, unhandled object. So .s. Maybe it's. I could assert on that. I'm going to assert on that for the moment. And then later. Keep that obviously in a single scope. Right, let's see how close we are to compiling, because we changed quite a lot there. Okay, so that should be a pointer. Okay, yeah. Source range equals 0. Range out equals range. Just feel compelled to double check that. One of the few times that I will do stuff on a ifs on a single line. Use of undeclared identifier L 412. L value. Range. That could, like, either of those would have been appropriate there. Wasn't necessarily a scope error or like a shadowing error. String from JSON. JSON string 451 kind. Node kind equals 0. Oh yeah. We actually want that to be a valid string. Yeah, so we're gonna assume, well, not assume, check, but be pretty sure that the type is that it is an object type. I don't think, I've never seen, everything inside the inner is another object in the AST format. Verify JSON value to object. L value JSON obj equals null. And point to that. 566G. FAO node kind. Assertion triggered, JSON value to object. L value 516. Array L. No. Unhandled object. Oh, it's a different location. Cool. 504. Yeah. Type. Yeah, we'll probably want to handle that in a sec. Else if we have to delay until we have the range info. We maybe could actually wait until maybe I should actually wait. Tool has range equals false, because we're gonna want our types as well. Has range move that to after the switch. That's gives it a bit of space to breathe, doesn't it? If where do they all go? There. No, because they should be there. Bool has comment. Have another one that is comment. We maybe actually don't even need node kind equals val. Sorry, I'm not speaking complete sentences. I'm not sure if we actually need to save the kind anymore, because we're only using a single comment type. Now we probably do. It might be useful for using like type debugger, whatever it is. So if str equals node kind, what did I call it? Not I call it, but full comment. Comment. In fact, just do is comment equals if is comment and bang has comment. We haven't written it, and has range. Has printed. We no longer need to check this. This is superfluous. Here we go. Okay. Let's come back to here. Yeah, okay, so what do we want? Type to do. Decal to do. Let's just, given that we're not actually using those at the moment, let's make a space. Okay, so major refactoring 470. AST get range failed. Interesting. Oh, actually, yeah, that there were circumstances where that failed because it was if it didn't have any start, I think was the time. Just there's no point in verifying that because we do the assertions inside. AST print node comments 480. Owned tag decal. Okay, let's just add that. Referenced decal. Okay, so our restructure looks successful. What we want to do now is actually get the type or the function or whatever that we're attached to. Name byte. Okay, I'm going to pause there for a little bit. Let's just save this. There's not really any point in doing that. No. Yes. I'm gonna get rid of this one actually. Just make sure that still works. Yeah. Message docs refactor to recurs on AST tree instead of JSON tree. Cool. Right, I will be back in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. I'll probably be about 5-10 minutes. Maybe not even that, but probably about 5 minutes. I will see you in a little bit. Hello, my fellow nerds. We are back. We are back. We still got some people here. Excellent. Oh, hey, Jack. How you doing? Good to see you here. Now, I think the way that we're doing this is including more stuff than I want in my test. Let's just quickly have a look at changing the batch file. Experiment/run.bat. Yeah, let's stop including this and this. I guess that kind of depends on the file, doesn't it? Alright, does that simplify things a bit? Okie dokie. So I'm going to stop. Right. I stop printing this. I think that's kind of redundant at the moment. Print range. Where else are we printing from? How come we're hitting that twice? Let's add the depth on and just see whether that makes it obvious. Depth times 2, empty string. Nope, still okay. What type of doc string? What am I probably missing something obvious, aren't I? Am I printing inside something else? Print range, I'm not doing that though. Print F, comment string, that's in print range. Alright, let's just step through it in. Oh, am I hitting this twice? Oh, right, yeah. Ha. That's because I'm not doing... has printed comment equals true. There we go. I'm just going to add that into my previous commit. I actually don't want split. No. Yes. Yes. Git commit amend. Refactor recurse on AST tree. So JSON tree. Remove included files to simplify test case. A loop. Should we add an indent function? Void indent int depth printf star s depth times 2 . Anyway, me wondering, hello. Oh, I put F, put F. Right, now we want to see how to attach stuff. Data. So this is the only time that data is used. Name, useful. Okay. I think name may be the key thing that we want to bring. Let's just try this. I think if we go up, if we just pass it up the hierarchy, let's see how that goes. And the name happens before let's just do his name. Keep it nice and simple. You're welcome to ask me wondering. Node name, we pass that up. Parent name. Parent name. And we're going to want to use that when we comment, probably. Here's comment. Yep, so we've got this thing. And let's just add printf star s parent name. I'm in university, just finished second semester. I like programming so far. We had C as our first programming language, but I struggled to create a project for myself. In school we had assignments of routes where I could keep going and learning on my own, but we don't know what to code. So you want suggestions on like personal projects? What kind of things are you interested in? Making games, making tools, making also, I think my suggestion would probably be to let me bring it up one sec. I think I would get this library called Raylib, and then make some really simple games with that, like Flappy Bird or Snake or Pong or Tetris, that kind of thing. So Raylib's quite nice in that it'll get you a bunch of you'll be having interactive stuff on screen pretty quickly. So it's quite satisfying doing it that way. Is it nonsense to use C for that? No, not at all. C, Raylib is a C-only library. If you want to practice using C, then it's a great way of doing it. There's no. I guess you're wondering whether there's a higher level language or something that's more appropriate. My take is generally that if you have decent constructs in C, then it's you can treat it almost like a higher level language. The only thing you can never really avoid is, or at least you probably shouldn't avoid, is handling memory yourself. So you just have to be a little bit aware of the lifetime of objects, and I just mean chunks of data, not necessarily like C++ objects. Yeah, and I think that making games is a fun way of practicing stuff. But I really strongly suggest that you go with something as simple as possible. things will always be harder than you expect them to be. So go with the absolute simplest until you've done that a couple of times, and then expand from there. I think Pong and Flappy Bird are probably the two simplest games I can think of. Pong you can do with, you don't even have to import any textures or anything. I mean, you don't have to with Flappy Bird, but it's kind of expected. I think I'd do Pong first. Just do some rectangles and a circle. Snake, yep, Snake's pretty simple as well. A little bit, slightly more complicated than Pong in that you have to handle moving your array of things and expanding your array of things as the snake grows. I mean, it's not crazy, but Pong is very simple. Cam is slightly out of sync. Weird. Okay. Still out of sync? I don't know what I would have done to have made that happen. Let's see. What have I done? Properties, advanced audio properties, sync offset. How out of sync is it looking? I'm not really sure what the best way of determining that is. Like quarter of a second? Let's add quarter of a second and see what happens. Is that any better or worse? Talking, 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 make noises. Let me know, see if that's any different. I think it's better. Okay. Thank you. Those examples are fucking amazing. Is that in Raylib? Yeah, he's got some fun stuff. If you haven't gone through it, then watching Handmade Hero, at least the first kind of 20 odd hours is probably worthwhile, where Casey makes a game from scratch. Raylib has the advantage of bypassing a lot of craft. It's worth knowing that craft, but if you haven't had the experience already, then it's a bit more motivating working with something visual immediately, and then you can jump back for to learn the basics once you feel that motivation, or do both at the same time. That's always an option. Okay. How's progress so far? So we have extracted all the text that we want from the clang JSON, and now we're just attaching that text to the structure. So like attaching it to functions or attaching it to data things. Check out the coding train on YouTube if you're new to programming. He's pretty entertaining while teaching. Yeah. I think he's mostly writing in either processing or JavaScript version of processing.js. But all of the concepts should translate to C pretty well. You just might have to do a little bit of extra memory stuff for arrays. I would highly recommend watching. One of the big things that I got from Handmade Hero was thinking about memory management in a way that made it tractable, actually, as opposed to just having mallocs and frees everywhere. The main idea is to just have one big block of memory, and you gradually take up that with the things that you want to allocate, and then just get rid of it all at once, depending on the lifetime of that collection of objects. That's probably too fast to be a reasonable explanation for anyone who hasn't come across the idea before, but I recommend having a look at how he does that. Right, what's not working? Okay. 507. Huh. 524. 605 needs a name. Let's just make those stand out a bit more. Depth. Did I just pass in the text name? What have we done? Yep, got to actually assign it to the value, not the not to the key. Cool. Okay. Right, let's add a couple of type defs. Type def integer. Sorry, other way around. Always takes me a sec to think which way the type def works. Integer, qual type integer, integer, qual type integer. So that's the type of the function itself. Cool. Right, let's see. Qual type integer, type alias decal ID. So yes, we can go back to this. Yeah, the integer. Cool. Okay. It's funny. This is just the pointer when it's inside clang, and they're just like, yep, we'll just treat those as a literal number and use that as an ID. That's fine. And it works, so can't complain. Let's capture some information in nodes. So we want a name, we want an ID, function decal. Probably want a kind. Let's have a source range in there. Make this a tree so we can walk back up the parents. There'll probably be more, but we'll add that when we come to it. Node parent. Equals parent is the first thing. Kind will be taken. Node name will be taken. ID which we're adding. Range will be inside node, and then we'll have these flags as other things. Cool. Put it into node.range. Name. Node underscore. Basically everything that's node underscore becomes node dot. Node kind. What's wrong with that? Passing a string. Oh yeah, of course. Pass in the node. Parent name. 530. Parent arrow name. That just becomes passing in null. I could maybe change it to an empty parent, but we'll see if that's needed. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Cool. Okay. That simplifies things a bit as well. That's nice. Now we need to add ID, node.id. Oh, I did actually. I made those. Probably unnecessary, but it does stop a an issue with my string library, which I should probably just remove. I was being overly conservative and making sure that strings had a valid pointer, but I don't think that's actually necessary. Let's just add some. I mean, we're pretty much at the point where we can turn this into a simplified JSON, I think, aren't we? So we actually want to move this because we want to print what do we want to print? We want to print functions, parameter lists, members, struct names, like record type. Type defs. Or maybe more to the point, is there stuff we don't want to print? Yes, everything's inside functions because this currently includes all instructions. Like, so we have a bunch of parameters, and then we have this compound statement. I think if string equals node.kind compound statement, we're just going to skip this. Does the ASTgen not show the comment locations? It does, but and we use that with this range stuff. But it could be more convenient. Why do you ask? And we get that from yeah, this range, but you have to go kind of consistently. You have to do this in a single pass, and as you pass, you use the previous locations. Let me see if I can find it. So that you can see that there's no line information there, and that's because line information is set here, and it's the same here. It's a kind of minor optimization that's probably not worth it, but for the extra complexity in reading it. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the point of the token len whatever is. Anyway, because we get name out. Right, I gotta go in 10 minutes. So what should we get done before that? Let's just cut this down to let's turn this into a useful JSON. Add. We don't want to do anything with that file. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So or what do we just do? We just no, it's for docs node type yeah, let's simplify this a bit. Do we always want to do it in the same, just before here? And for things that don't have an inner type, we want to do a postfix or prefix parsing, i.e. we've got our tree, you know, you can see these are all children of data. Do we want to look at data after we've seen all the children, or before we see the children? Probably before. Yeah, because it's just the outer thing in the tree. That's right. I might just keep the same format as this and just really simplify it. Yeah, I just have empty inner arrays, so it's just always the same. Okay. Right, we don't want to do it on everything though. Right. So we're going to make a list of things that we want to print on. Stir node kinds to print. Make that static. So we want function decl, palmvar decl. Actually, is it just everything other than those? Let's add should recurse, default to true. Should recurse equals false. Skip the internals. And we're going to do that for is comment. We don't need to go inside on the comment either. should recurse. Goodbye, spam. Yeah, let's just print everything for the moment and just see what happens. So, how do we want to see that we've got everything? I guess let's just put it here. And at the end. All right, get rid of that. Wrap that in. Bang has printed comment. Let's just add that to the node. Printed. Print node. And inside print node, we'll change that to has printed equals true. Should print equals true by default, and then we'll set it to false if it's one of the other things. Print is false. And then at the end, if should print and bang node dot has printed. Print node. Print node. Internal void print node takes a node has printed equals true. So we've now just placed it so that it should have those things. If node name len greater than 0, then we print it. Running out of time. Indent depth. Not sure if we want this, but yeah, probably do. Node.range. Node dot. Okay, that's failing. Comment data. String from source range. All right, I'm afraid we're gonna have to leave it there. Cliffhanger for next time when we output JSON and then turn it into a more useful format. I'm actually quite happy with how it's gone. I think it's going to become actually useful. So happy days. If you'd like to see more about WhiteBox, you can go to whitebox.systems or join the Discord chat.whitebox.systems. Thank you very much. We shall continue this at a later date. Until then, I shall bid you all farewell. Take care, everyone.